Well, the light is in the way. Good day. Represent the Phillies. So today, greetings from the tactical pastor. Keep saying pasta, and I always say pasta in the captions. But the tactical pastor. Now, tactical which way? Today, we're doing something different. And when I say different, I mean different. This is actually something I've been doing for the past few years. When I say the past few years, I honestly have done it twice. 2021, I found a recipe. I'm very particular with certain things, and I had set up our second set of shelves. See, 3 shelves now, and there's libation, but and realized I didn't have as much as I thought. So I was looking at my jar. Matter of fact, come with me. So for the past few years, I've been making our own laundry detergent. And when I say our own laundry detergent, I mean quite literally that. It is a powdered detergent, but yeah, I put it in this jar. And I noticed the jar was all, now this right here is because I didn't do what I'm about to show you real quick. It was down here, and I'm like, all right, cool, I get to make some more. I have 5-gallon buckets everywhere. The 5-gallon bucket I would use to make it stored. Now, mind you, one full 5-gallon bucket, well, I'll say this. The container right here holds about 1 gallon. That has been filled twice. Well, incorrect. The first time I made it, I filled up, used a 5-gallon bucket. It was easier to mix in there. And I was like, all right, cool. We ran out. I made some more. That's where, like, some of the stuff you see, it's like, yeah, I didn't have a great grater. I bought 2 graters, one for upstairs, one for down here. And the grater I use is finer. So it's almost back to what it was when I first started. So this second one that I have here, now you're looking, and it's full. And I just said it was down here. Well, when I opened up the 5-gallon bucket, this 5-gallon bucket, it was halfway full. It being halfway full, I was like, oh snap, it was halfway full. So that up, and I filled that up. Yeah, this was empty, and this has very much the same stuff. Now, you'll also see this. I'm not, you get that, some folk are like, only one of you, okay, cool. But this has lasted a great deal. We're doing today, I said, man, I got that, but I got all the supplies, because I went and I thought we didn't have any more. So I bought all the supplies. When I bought all the supplies, I said, I got some of the bars, but I think you need 5 bars. I'm going off memory, 5 bars of the soap. You need 3 of the Fels-Naptha, or the other brand that's out there, which is Zote. 1, 2, 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's because I got 5 more. So first thing with this, and I'll show you all the ingredients. You can actually look this recipe up on Facebook. Facebook, YouTube. You'll find it all over. But like I said, I use a kit. Now what you see in here are those Fels-Naptha. But again, I have this cheese grater down here. Works phenomenal. It makes life so much easier. This right here is my serpentine belt tool, but because of that hook and that across, I'm able to keep everything in here and nothing spill out. So I have one more to grater, and what you have, and I need you to pay attention when I show you this, because some of y'all looking, y'all see Arm & Hammer, y'all think baking soda. This is super washing soda. You'll have washing soda. That is very necessary. You have borax, and then you have baking soda. Now you're going to use 2 cups of this, and then you have oxygenated bleach. This is oxygenated bleach. This is enough just to make it there. Also do is I also have, and I don't know if you could see for it, I'll zoom in just a bit. You have these are just things to make it smell. Really what that is. And I use that, mix it in the bucket. So I'm going to finish. I have one more bar that I'm going to use. I'm not buying another one of these because I got tons. But mind you, I need you to be cognizant of something. I'm going to scrape this thing. or greater this thing. But above over there that I showed you, that's over there that I showed you in that jar. That jar makes it easy. And the one thing that makes this, and the reason that I don't keep it in the 5-gallon bucket, I keep the bucket actually right there. But the reason I don't with this is primarily because this, when you have the lid off, now I put it here. I actually bought a series of cups, series of spoons. Now this has, with a small load, you're talking about 1 scoop, 2 scoops. If it's medium, this is your large scoop. This is all you really need. And if you're using anything like that, here's the truth. It works the same, because the full cap that's there, you don't need it. And I'll show you what I mean. If you look inside the cup, I'll kind of show you what I mean. You can see it actually from the right side. You see how low that gets? It's not much, because it's not designed much in its detergent on your clothes. It's not healthy, but truth be told, I'm trying to tell you, you don't need that much. And so, mind you, what I'm making, it isn't by itself. It is by itself laundry detergent, but with a liquid detergent as well. You're talking about, it's a booster. So when I use, it is whites. Now, this soap, this powdered soap right here, good by itself now, because it sat so long. Some of it in that bucket, when I put it in here, I was like, oh snap. And I said, I ain't gonna, waste. Now this right here is a stain remover, but that stain remover I actually buy from, what's that, Melaleuca, with this, the Prepsteaders. That it really is heavily concentrated. So you're talking about all the way up there is where it's filled, and you're able to get, great stuff. It really is great stuff. But that right there, I use with detergent. I could use this by itself, but school uniforms. And you begin to realize some of the school uniform companies are making a cheap canvas shirt. And for my son, for his uniform, it's a white shirt, but it's a cheap canvas shirt. And because it's a cheap canvas shirt, it's difficult to clean. So that's where I use the liquid with this. Now, why am I doing this now when I have a year supply? So this is, wow, this will be the 3rd year we're using it, the powdered. Because, I only used a specified amount and got that and had a little extra. We finished that off, used it again. So this is not 3, this is 2024, 4 years. 4 years of doing this stuff. And here's the thing about 4 years. With the 4 years, while it's great and while it's cool, it cuts down on the cost. I bought that when I was in that liquid soap. I bought that when I was in BJ's, similar to Sam's Club, different store. But I did that because I had some before. We used to buy one of those, the liquid detergents, which is not the best, not the safest, not the cleanest. It leaves a smell if you pack clothes up. I've packed clothes up that we just wash with the powdered detergent. They don't stink. So you got to be cognizant of the chemicals that you're using. I keep my son's uniform shirts separate from everything else. And that's my wife and I do that. And that's primarily because we understand, like, no, that stuff don't smell good. But the combination, it helps it be a little cleaner, but it actually cleans it out a lot better. So I'm doing this so that I really can set it and forget it. Because with both containers back there, that's going to last 2025 into 2026. This right here is going to last probably 2027. But I'm not going to have to make soap for a very long time. And even with the liquid soap, when I use it. See, the whole ideology behind prepping, at least for me, the whole ideology behind prepping is you are preparing. Let me turn this way because I know that light is giving off certain, spurious light emissions. But the issue or the focus when it comes to me for prepping is being prepared for any situation. I've not had to buy a dishwasher detergent until recently. And that's going through 2020, when we bought a house, 2023. From 22 up until now, like a month ago, is when I bought dishwashing liquid. And this one is highly concentrated, but cleaner materials. You got to search for it. There's great stuff out there. Melaleuca has a lot of great stuff. That's just in general. But for me, seeing that stuff, I was like, yo, I could use that and it's not going to be cost prohibitive. All right, I'm counting the amount that's on the shelf anyway, because I'm like, yeah, I know it's only 3. It should be 3, but I just opened 1 anyway. But prepping is preparing for anything that can go wrong. Anything that, and here's the truth: financially, inflation hits. We're good with laundry detergent. Inflation hits, which already hit. We're good with beans. I need to buy more rice. I need to buy more oatmeal. We have tons of coffee, but we're good. But the mindset is being prepared for anything. So look here. I'm going to show you this in a little bit. It's a little longer video. That's fine. But I'm going to show you this right quick, what I do in the bucket. As I said, by keeping a pole. You don't necessarily have to have this. If you know anything about serpentine, change the serpentine belts, that tool. Now, that's just me because I like to keep stuff. But this makes it easier. You don't get a mess all over the floor. Earlier, I was just trying to. It was a little bit. This is actually paints it, but some paint mode anyway. But this keeps everything in here. You ain't got to worry about it. I know they say on YouTube that great recipes. Prepsteaders is actually one whom I follow. And I got a lot of stuff. Like I'm about to do my own apple cider vinegar. I actually need to, it's a good time to run to the store and get some vanilla beans so I can make, because I have a bottle of vodka that I have specifically. It's a cheap vodka, but I want to make my own vanilla extract because we use a lot. And I'm not trying to do it, trying to make it myself. Amen. But so I'm going to get right, and then I'll show you the finished product and why, when we put everything in here, why it's better with a 5-gallon bucket with a lid. All right, hold on. In case you're curious to see, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to show you. Now you have lips that are gone now. But you see these, they can pop off. And there's actually a few pieces in there. You could actually see that one right above my finger that actually kind of melded together because I was putting it on the soap. But you take your time slowly. I like to just get the lip off. Y'all see it? And just slowly get in there. Gratering. And that's when the lip is gone. Once the lip is gone, you see that, how fast that happened. Then you could really get into it and do the rest. So I'm going to do the rest of this. And then I'm upside down. I'm going to do the rest of this. Amen. And that's it. I'll holler at y'all in a second. One thing that's necessary to show is when your Fels-Naptha. Now, mind you, this is taking seconds. This is not taking minutes. I'm just putting, just so I could get in there. Because once the lips that you saw earlier are gone, I just really get in there fast and it really breaks it down. When it gets bladed like this, you can take your time. This right here really, really helps you just get that off. Pause. Anyway, so that you can really get in there and get right back to the block. And once you're at the block point, then you can really get in there. But that's just small stuff, small tips in case you're ever doing this. This is your first time grating soap. All right, so the grating is done. How all of that is. And matter of fact, I could take this off now. Go a little wider. But I could take this off now. Always. I'm holding my legs just to get the rest off. Now, what I will do is I'll rest the grater over here. And that's where everything else comes into play. I'll put my tool back. But the borax. Now, you see how that is? You want it to be kind of as close to powdery. Now, what some folk do is what they will do. They'll grater it. And then they'll put it look like cheese, don't it? They'll put it in like a food processor to get it real fine. I think I got a manual food processor, but I don't want to use it for that. Stay tuned. Okay, so apparently I have a one-stop manual food processor, and I did this. I forget when I got this. It was a while ago. It's still been in the box. Let's test it out. All right. Yeah. Says it could dice, it could mince. So here's the blessing of a 5-gallon bucket. Because I know some folk will be like, well, I mean, it's a 5-gallon bucket. Matter of fact, Let me move the grater, and because I've used the grater for this, I'll wash it out. That's all soap, so it'll be able to be cleaned easily. I'm going to rest this over here along with this, but here's the blessing of a 5-gallon bucket. You see what I'm saying? I've seen individuals do trash bags with this, and that's fine. Actually, that's how I first did it, because I was following suit. But I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that. And I saw another young lady. She, for her family, she was making her liquid soap, and that's also why I use a 5-gallon bucket. I'm not going to overfill that. You see this down here? Here's the blessed part. Now, something you need to see. This is how this looks now. This isn't all over. I'll just push this over here to the side. All right. Then we put the lid on and we go to work. Here's a cool part I do enjoy about this particular lid. It's different from every other manual food processor I've had or seen. And my wife and I, we had one. It was quite interesting. That's on there. That's on there. The other one was connected by something in the bottom. Did I mess up the? I think I messed up the camera lens. But this, it's all connected inside. You see how that is connected to the lid, and this here, so everything is external. Things work, but again, this is simple. So hold it in your hand, turn around. You saw the consistency. As a matter of fact, I'm going to keep this out here as a matter of fact, so you see the consistency, how thick that is. But we're really trying to get it to be more. I'm going to have to use another bucket because I see right now just the amount. Unless I keep this to the side. Yeah, I could do that. I could be ingenious or a fool. One or the other. One or the other. Probably more foolish than anything else. But this is all experimenting. But the fact that we already have a lot, and then I got other buckets. Oh, we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. I decided to be smarter. We're going to put everything from in here, because that's right there. We're doing a lot of stuff here. So, again, you see the consistency of that. It really looks like cheese. It was grated on a cheese grater, but it's soap. Now, we open this up. One, I really love this food processor, manual processor. Do you see the consistency of this? Let me put some right here so you could see it. You see that? It has shredded it to where it's... Now, the reason you want it smaller, and the reason I said, all right, cool, I haven't used a food processor before, but the reason I did this time is because you want it easily dissolvable. That is an issue with at one point in terms of dissolution, how it breaks down. So, stay tuned. We almost done. This ain't easy, but it's worth it. See that? Yeah. So, I'm gonna use this just as a stationary tool. This is the bucket I use for my soap. This is for soap. And so I'm going to keep using it for soap. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to put 2 cups of baking soda. Brand name does not matter. Baking soda. This is important. You can use it for baking as well. But baking soda that we're going to do in there. And then we're going to add, and I'll show you. We're going to add, this is where life, it's all of this and all of this. You got to measure those up. That's all of those 2. Now, with this, it's about 110. It's 35. So it's real interesting, but I bought precisely what I needed. We're going to fill that up. Just pour both of these in there, too. But I'm going to hold on to the containers because the containers for these are very useful. How useful? You saw. I'll show you again. That's my main container, the glass top. And that right there is the extra. You can see the benefit. It's for yours, as a matter of fact. I could show you other benefits. You want to reuse. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you're in good shape. But if you look right over here. I need to zoom out just a little bit. I use the containers to store fire starters. And that's, look. I told you. Being prepared is better than not being prepared. Used to be a Boy Scout. Always be prepared, I remember they used to say. It was a motto. back when. And I don't know. I've just always taken that into my life. Maybe it's because we're watching the 18. And, you know, we love it when the plan comes together. All right, next is you want to use, 76 ounces. Yes, I know it's 65. And you ought to know that. Don't look. It works. But a lot of these, all of these products indeed are all natural. So they are indeed beneficial for all your gear. So, a box of Borax. It's empty. A box of washing soda, not a box of baking soda. There is a steep difference. And we could just drop that in there. And then you need 110 ounces of OxyClean. Or oxygenated bleach. This is not indeed sponsored by anybody. 5 pounds works out. I did the math. Oh, Lord, I did the math. Normally, it'd be more than those 2 smaller containers. This is a smaller container. Hey, my goodness. Let me break this thing down for y'all again. So I have 1 container that is 3 pounds, 1 container that is 5 pounds, and the combination of the 2 is 8 pounds. Thus, 8 pounds would make 100. It'd make more than I need. I need 7 pounds, so I need to keep 1 pound in here. I feel like this is Die Hard with event. Merry Christmas. If you know, you know. So if I take the 3 pound and I like Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson, I'm trying to figure this out. I figured it out. Because a third of the smaller container I can leave in there. So I put the oxygenated bleach in. My goodness, what is they putting? Yeah, they're trying to make sure. Oh, I keep tons of these. That's why I was like, where did that come from? They talk about a certain amount of scoops. Yeah, a certain amount of scoops. That many scoops. 5. This container will be saved. That will be saved along with my collection of them. So I'm like, wait a minute, where did I get these scoops from? And now, here's where math plays a part. If you have a container, now, I tell you what, don't try this at home. And I say don't try this at home primarily because Ken Spence worked at Jiffy Lube. Long time ago. My goodness, we are closer to 30 years ago than ever. But if that's full, then 2/3 from here would be, that's full. So if we broke that down to half is there, so if we leave that much in there. So right by the jersey. Hey. Now, no, I said don't try this at home. I meant what I said. I know kind of sort of what I'm doing. Oh, wow, almost first try. That's just a little bit more. And third of the containers left. All right, 7 pounds. Now I know some of you are looking and saying, my goodness, why don't you just measure it? I don't want to. I don't want to. Listen, this is called progressive laziness. And then you put the cheese. No, this is the grated soap. Remember, we're putting this on. And it's like this. And all of it is, of course, pounded. So this is almost completely empty. This is food grade, which is why you see like that one over there. It has a lid on it. I use it to put rice in there, oatmeal, whole nine. But these 2, or all these 3, food processor, we're gonna wash. We're gonna wash. This has really been good, and I'm thankful for it. So, what do you do now? Well, still got more of that, so I can put that on the shelf. Now is the hard part. I'm pressing down on this. Now, something that just hit me as I look at my wedding band. the right way. Wow, I get twisted all the time. But as I look at my wedding band, yes. This will take care of laundry for a family of 4 for about a year. If you have less than 4 people in the household, you're looking at longer. I say 4, I say a full, all that time period, primarily because everything takes time. Yeah, these the great. I know it's missing something. Matter of fact, yeah. This in here for storage. We'll put this here. Somebody wanted to oxygenate the boost and they didn't want to do anything else. Trust me, I'm not a professional. So here we go. This is closing up, but family of 4, and we got 4 in the house. This could last. This is why ours have lasted as long as they have. By using a 5-gallon drum, it's easy for storage. It's also using glass container like the one I showed you back there in the laundry area. That really helps and assists in using it. Now, if you were, personal opinion, I don't want to get off topic because I was talking about 4 people, but 4 like full loads. My son does wrestling, my son does football, my son does other stuff. All of that together, if all of us were as active, this could last a year, and it's enough to take care of tough stuff, real tough stuff. And I mean, sometimes I've looked at some of like his football uniform, and I've used 2 of the full-size spoons. If you go back in the video and you check it, and it really cleans it up. So now comes mixing. 5-gallon bucket. Lid has been pressed down. Now, the lid has been mixed up. A couple bags we would use for other things. You have a purpose. And I tell you, now mind you, I have the phone in my hand, so mixing it is something else. And I have no stand right now. However, you could, if you were one hand, one foot, twisting it in the air, you could do. But I'm going to shut this off and come back and show you the mixed product. It's mixed up some, but because of the nature, once more, but because this is graded finer, because that also helped mix it because it was not as fine. You can see right there. Anyway, I'm going to take this, there, and back again, back and forth several times, mix it like that, and then roll it around some more, and that will help the mixing. This smells phenomenal. And then I realized I forgot my fragrance crystals, but that smells phenomenal. And yeah, this would probably also help in the mixing. That's why I'm like, why is it not mixing as fast? That smells phenomenal though. I'm gonna put this in there too. And there you have it. Laundry detergent for at least a year and a half for us, because we don't have, what you see, the scent is very multifaceted. I might just do unscented next time, because that helps to alleviate. I'm just doing some extra mixing because I just like to see the colors mixed. But my family is good for laundry detergent. At least to 2027. 2026. Because that'll get done. The other container get done. It's so much. But you also want to make sure you keep an inventory of your supply. I told you I went to the store and I bought 5 different bars, and I still have like 4 or 5 up there. And then I just happened to move the dishwasher things, and I had a full container of baking soda. which means I didn't need to buy anymore. But this will actually go here. I'm going to put this lid on. This is laundry detergent. Now, I will happened when I picked it up, because I kept next to the washer, and because of the different varying temperatures of the washer, I just keep it there in case we need to refill. But we have 2 containers sitting up there. So what I'm going to do is put this in a very cool place, which is typically the back of my pantry basement. And keep it in the back. And the reason I keep it in the back is it's cooler there. This has one stable temperature, and it typically doesn't mess up. Now I know I'm gonna have to shake it up when that gets done. But I've used that for so many things. And so I'll let you know how long this lasts, but I'm gonna put the recipe in the description that I use. I'll put links to the two that I do. I know Prepsteaders, she did it, but Prepsteader, they have done her channel so wrong. She is massively blocked in various ways, but I'll put her there. But I'm only posting this because I know it's some folk out there that are looking to care for their family. Now, mind you, I is man of this here house, but I make sure my family is good on certain things. So there's stuff they don't need to worry about, whether they want to believe it or not. I think I'm going to go out. I was going to go to the range, but I think I'm going to go out and get some vanilla beans so that I can start this process. That's a year-long process, but we ain't going to have to go out and run down and buying anything anytime soon. And plus, it's easy to remember. Christmas, it's in the basement, in that corner where it's cool. Yep. You also want to know wherever your pantry is. You want to know the cool points. You want to make sure it's, not exposed to a lot of light, a little glare, but, windows and everything are blocked down here. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff here. So prayerfully, this has been a blessing to you. Just seeing this being like, oh, word. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. And trust me, you can do it in small settings, because I know that there are those who do. First person I actually met that made their own laundry detergent soap just like that. Her name is Tiffany. And I remember I saw it, and she did it, but she did it for each load of her laundry. So she did it. I was like, you make it? She was like, yeah, look. And so she did it real quick. I'm like, word. She's like, yeah. All right, I rolled. I never thought to do it because I'm not going to sit there and do it. I do one big batch. I ain't trying to do that. Oh, we got laundry detergent? There it is, because that's how most folk are. It takes time, but it's worth it. So that's that. So God bless you. God keep you. And I will see y'all on the next one. God bless.